You eat less, you walk more, you cut sugar. Yet somehow your body still feels heavy, tired, and strangely hungry by the afternoon. Maybe you've noticed the constant thirst, the bathroom trips, blurry vision, or that crash after a meal that leaves you reaching for coffee. And you may have blamed yourself. Maybe you thought you were getting older. Maybe you thought you needed more discipline. But here's the uncomfortable possibility. Your body may have been warning you long before a blood test ever gave you a number. And here's the part nobody talks about. High blood sugar doesn't always announce itself dramatically. Sometimes it whispers through ordinary changes. You wake up tired even after sleeping. You feel thirsty more often. You eat a full meal, then feel hungry again strangely soon. Your vision seems slightly off. A small cut takes longer to settle. You keep getting infections you never used to get. And sometimes your hands or feet start feeling strangely numb or tingly. None of these signs proves that your blood sugar is high. Other conditions can cause them, but together they deserve attention. Because glucose isn't just fuel. Think of your bloodstream as a delivery road. Glucose is the cargo. Insulin is the key that helps move that cargo from the road into your cells. When everything works, the system is almost boring. You eat, glucose rises, insulin responds, cells take in fuel, blood glucose comes back down. But after years of constant snacking, poor sleep, inactivity, stress, or excess energy intake, something can change. The cells start listening less carefully to insulin. That's insulin resistance. Now the pancreas sends louder signals, more insulin, more often. And for a while that compensation can hide the problem. Your blood sugar may look fairly normal while insulin is working overtime behind the scenes. That's the trap. You can feel like nothing is wrong because the system is still compensating, until it can't. Here's what most people completely miss. The danger isn't simply having glucose in your blood. Your cells need glucose. The problem is glucose staying elevated for too long, while the machinery responsible for controlling it becomes less responsive. And when glucose remains high, it can begin attaching to proteins and other molecules in a process called glycation. Imagine sugar slowly coating the machinery inside a factory. Not one spoonful, constant exposure. Over time, those sticky reactions can damage proteins, blood vessels, and nerves. This is why the story is bigger than diabetes. It's about what your cells are being forced to live with every day. Harvard researchers have studied how insulin resistance, glucose regulation, sleep, activity, and body fat interact. And one pathway keeps appearing when cells are deciding whether to grow, store, repair, or conserve. mTOR. Stay with me. This is the part that matters. Because mTOR isn't evil, it is more like a construction manager. When nutrients and growth signals are abundant, it tells the cell, build, grow, store. That is useful when you need it. But your biology also needs periods when the signal quiets down and repair catches up. And this is where your daily routine can quietly change the message your cells receive. The question is not simply, how much sugar did I eat? The deeper question is, what signal is my body receiving all day long? Because one overlooked signal can keep this entire system stuck in the wrong gear. And once you understand that signal, those 7 warning signs suddenly look very different. That signal is insulin. Insulin isn't bad. You need it. The problem begins when insulin stays elevated because cells resist its message. Here's where it gets counterintuitive. You can eat something that doesn't taste sweet and still create a substantial glucose response. Refined starches can become glucose quickly. Poor sleep can worsen insulin sensitivity. Stress can raise glucose through hormones such as cortisol. So the villain isn't one cookie. It's the repeated biological pattern. And that means you can change the pattern. Start with measurement, not guessing. After an overnight fast, ask your clinician about fasting glucose and HbA1c. HbA1c estimates average blood glucose over 2 to 3 months. If results are abnormal, get medical guidance. Then build your day around movement, food quality, and recovery. In the morning, drink water. If you eat breakfast, choose protein and fiber, such as eggs with vegetables or plain Greek yogurt with nuts. Why? Protein and fiber generally slow digestion and can reduce glucose rises. After your largest meal, walk briskly for 10 to 20 minutes, not tomorrow. That same day, muscle contractions can increase glucose uptake, partly through pathways that don't require the same insulin signal. That's powerful because you're giving glucose somewhere to go. At midday and evening, build meals around vegetables, beans, lentils, fish, eggs, chicken, nuts, and whole grains. Keep sugary drinks, sweets, and refined carbohydrates occasional. And here's what changes everything. Don't eat every waking hour. Give your body a consistent overnight gap between dinner and breakfast, unless your clinician has told you otherwise. For many adults, 12 hours is a reasonable starting point. This isn't starvation. It's about creating a predictable rhythm. At night, protect your sleep. Aim for 7 to 9 hours with a consistent schedule, because sleep loss can impair insulin sensitivity and glucose regulation. And if you're carrying excess abdominal fat, gradual fat loss can improve insulin sensitivity. No punishment, just repeated signals your biology can use. Here's the part nobody talks about. Your body can change before motivation does. One walk can help glucose handling. One better night can improve tomorrow. One better meal can become another, then another. That is how biology compounds. These warning signs aren't a diagnosis. They are a reason to pay attention. If you have excessive thirst, frequent urination, unexplained weight loss, severe weakness, vomiting, or confusion, seek prompt medical care. Remember, your body was not betraying you. It was sending messages. You just needed to learn how to read them. In the next episode, we'll uncover why belly fat can behave like an endocrine organ, and how its signals can quietly interfere with the cellular machinery controlling your metabolism. Because the most surprising part may not be where the fat is, it may be what that fat is telling your cells.